Dive deep into the legends that ignite. Krakencanscast where the legends roam. Explore the mystery, feel right at home. Bearded voices share a tale so grand. Join the adventure, take a stand. Ow!
What up, what up, what up, and welcome back. The Cracking Cans Podcast, the podcast where we crack open a cold one and dive into the weird, the haunted, and the straight-up curse. I'm Mike. He's Corey. We're talking witches. We're ready to rock and roll.
We're talking curses.
Curses?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're in the straight-up curse department.
We are.
All right. So, should I tell the story about how I almost broke my bicep?
Yeah, it's looking pretty
It's
rough.
pretty gnarly.
Let's
I mean, I'll do the short version of it because I
Yeah.
know people they don't want to hear too much about it.
No,
They
they
want to
don't
get into
care.
curses and stuff like that. Before I even get into this story, why don't you all just take a second, pause this, give us a 5-star review on whatever you're listening to. It is the number one way to help grow the podcast. Hit that review, and if you want some free stickers, what do they got to do?
Send us a screenshot of your review right to our email, krakencanscast@gmail.com.
Bam, stickers will be in the mail coming your way.
Within 3 business days, Mike will have them in the mail.
You got to give us your address.
Yeah.
I'm not a mind reader.
And he's not a pedophile, so don't worry. Well, I don't think so.
I'm not a pedophile. I'm not allowed within 500 foot of a school, but that is an unrelated crime. So, with my bicep, the other day, watching the kids, this was last week or whatever. I had off on Friday. I'm heading up the stairs, and I hear my son up there, ooh. So I know when he's doing that, he has blanket over his head. He's in full ghost mode. Full ghost mode. Next thing I know, I see him round the corner, and he thinks he's rounding the corner and running into his room, but he rounds the corner and just runs straight down the stairs. Blanket on. The way this blanket was on him, somehow, when he started flying through the air, I guess, it almost got wrapped up somehow and catapulted him down the stairs. And I'm just right there. I don't know, full dad mode. You just scramble around. I jump up. I catch him. This is a 55-pound bag of potatoes being thrown down the stairs. He hit me, and I felt like my bicep was blown into 12 pieces. Dude, oh, man. Like, instant sweats. I had a sweatshirt on. I was afraid to take my sweatshirt off because I thought my bicep was going to be slinky.
Just
up
hanging?
into, I thought it was going to be slinky, up into my shoulder. You know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
bink, the rubber band broke, and it's just all screwed up. So I didn't want to do I couldn't feel my fingers. And, I mean, it seems like it's... going online, Google and stuff, I think I'll be fine. I think it's just a strain or maybe like a slight tear. Not torn badly, just enough where I know it's there. I'm babying a little bit. It's got a pretty gnarly bruise on it I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
But it didn't bruise for 3 days. That's what I think's weird. Happened on Friday.
Must have been real deep. And it took a while to show.
Dude, it didn't bruise till Monday. But man, it hurt. But I'm on the mend. I'm doing good now.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I had something similar happen the next day with our baby.
His is probably bigger and better than me.
It wasn't, though.
Go ahead.
It wasn't.
Okay.
No, I mean, it wasn't. I was in the living room, had the barricade up so that way the baby can't get out of the living room, keeps her in there. And she was just sitting, playing by the one barrier. Our dog, St. Bernard, came jumping from the other room over the barrier. The baby was right there. He kind of almost landed on her, and she quickly was falling, and I dove, put my arm there and caught her before she smashed her head on the ground.
Was it gonna be over by the fireplace and stuff?
It was coming from the dining room to the living room.
Okay.
Like that. She was just sitting there playing, and big boy.
Just minding her own
boom.
business.
Yeah, just playing, la 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 la. And this
Yeah.
big son of a bitch
Big bastard.
jumps over and almost lands right on her.
Big nasty
Yeah.
ass.
Boil.
Is that what it is? A boil?
That's what I call it. Might
yeah,
not be.
that sounds good to me.
Boil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
Or speaking of boils, what beer are we drinking today?
Oh, fuck. All right, today we got another one from New Trail Brewing Company, which we just did 2 episodes ago.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. which is, I mean, we're getting back on the new trail here, baby, because I feel like spring, summer, I feel like a lot of our topics, like we use them a lot because they're pumping out all kinds of like outdoorsy type,
hiking, fishing,
state parks,
like for sure,
stuff that we can just jump into.
Yeah. And Evergreen, which is one of our other favorites, I feel like they do kind of like wacky art that just somehow fits into winter more.
Yeah. But just so you guys know, they're out of Williamsport, PA. Go PA.
Woo-hoo.
And the beer we got today is called Footpath, which is a hazy IPA coming in at 6% ABV. I thought there was more numbers.
6 point nothing percent
ABV, baby. And the can, I mean, looks pretty gnarly out in the woods. You got a lot of trees on there. You got the little path going through, and I'm going to get into my tie-in here in a second, but this just kind of takes you back a little bit in time to when the story that I'm going to go over today took place, where most of this area in Pennsylvania was simply dirt paths through the woods. There was a lot more woods, a lot more trees, everything like that than there is today. Back in the days of the Ringtown Valley story, Pennsylvania wasn't highways and streetlights. It was rugged, unforgiving land, thick woods, steep valleys, and the only way to get anywhere was by narrow footpaths and dirt roads carved out over time. Every step left a mark. That's where Footpath, the beer, comes in. It represents those worn trails, paths shaped by people who walked them, leaving behind traces of where they'd been. And in this story, those traces tell everything, because at the scene around the house where this murder took place, one of the most chilling pieces of evidence wasn't hidden at all. It was footprints in the dirt. Footprints circling the house right up to the window.
Bigfoot.
They weren't big footprints.
Small foot.
Could have been.
All right, I'm listening.
I think there were shoe prints, though. I don't know when Bigfoot started wearing a shoe.
Shoe prints.
Shoe prints.
Shoe foot.
Shoe foot. The killer had been there, standing in the dark, looking in, watching, waiting, maybe choosing the moment. Those weren't just tracks passing through. They were deliberate. Someone walked that footpath with a purpose, and it led straight to the crime.
To kill. To taste blood. To feel the intestines running through their fingers.
Ugh.
You don't think that sounds good?
I mean, I don't think so.
Oh.
To somebody, it probably does.
It's like spaghetti.
Or like, yeah, I mean, like Dahmer, people that are related to Dahmer, like some of his ancestor or whatever.
I don't know if necessarily his ancestor, maybe just his peeps.
His peeps, yeah. So while you're drinking Footpath, you're stepping into that same world where every trail leads somewhere, and sometimes it leads to something watching you first.
Bum, bum, ba.
Cheers, Ski. What's your thoughts?
So I don't mean this in like a bad way, but this just tastes like a new trail beer.
It does.
You know what I mean? It just has that taste. And I feel like that's, I don't know, how many different ways can you
Make
reinvent a hazy IPA?
Yeah.
And I like that they come out with new stuff all the time because it does taste slightly different. But
Does it?
yeah, I don't know. Does this taste that much different than a Broken Heel, which is their like signature hazy that they have all the time?
It's a little less alcohol.
Yeah. So, yeah, you don't even get the good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good beer, though.
It is a good beer.
There's nothing wrong with it. Would I rush out to buy this beer? Probably not.
No.
But I would also not hesitate to pick this beer up if I saw it out somewhere and I was in the mood for a good hazy.
Yeah. No, it's solid. It's smooth drinking.
It's New Trail.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
It's New Trail. I give it 52.
Ooh. I feel like that's like every one of yours.
Right around there. Sometimes I give 58s.
Ooh. You have it on the cast.
Haven't I?
I don't think so.
I'll have to get my beer goggles score sheet up. And again, folks, this goes out of 69. So.
Yeah. Except the state of Washington.
And they're freaking. Are you talking about that gluten-free beer we had?
No, that was
That was Portland. That was Oregon.
yeah, Oregon.
Gah, barf.
Yeah.
Never again. Never again will I have beer without the glutens.
I know. I need gluten in everything.
You're freaking right.
Yeah.
So with that,
Let's go there.
oh wait,
Before we go there,
let's get to the sauces.
let's get to some sauces.
Hey, before we get to the sauces,
Oh shit! What?
can I have a plug?
Yeah, plug it away.
Hey, we've had some people reach out on Facebook, email about future topics and stuff.
Hmm.
Had somebody reach out to us on Instagram, our buddy up in Alaska.
Is that shithead?
Yes.
Or is this a different one?
I believe.
I don't know.
Could be.
Never confirmed.
Confirmed on Instagram. Because he's definitely listening.
Yeah, he can
definitely
confirm.
confirmed.
Confirm,
Yeah.
please.
Confirm.
Are you shithead?
Are you shithead? From your original email. But we also had some people hit us with some really good ideas. Some really cool local ideas to central Pennsylvania, which is where this idea came from. I don't know if you're going to plug that one at all.
Yeah.
Where it came from.
Thanks, Woody.
Thanks, Woody. But from Toy Story?
No.
We talking Big Al's Toy Barn?
Dude, you son of a bitch. I was waiting.
But if you want to hear a topic or you think there's something really fun that we could talk about on the cast, even if it's a local folklore, we did get an email about a local folklore that we're not too sure about.
Is it the Butthole Man?
The Butthole Man.
Yeah.
Had a good song and jingle, which we'll make a short for the song and jingle, so don't worry.
I already made an AI song for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a song made.
Alan Iverson's going to sing it. But if you have a topic you want to hear us talk about on the show, hit us on. You can just comment on any of our random social media posts.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, I understand you're talking about this, but did you ever hear of the Queef Witch of South Jersey? I'll be like, the Queef Witch, wow.
We'll be on there Googling that shit right away.
Yeah, and the images that come up will not be good. But that's a risk I'm willing to take.
You got to do that on private.
I don't. I public everything
Mm.
on my work Wi-Fi.
Nice.
It gets wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there's something you're dying for us to cover, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Go ahead, Corey.
Is that your plug?
That's your plug.
All right,
Let's
back
hear
to
this.
me.
Let's hear the sauces.
Sauces.
I got wings over here, and they need a little sauce.
Sauces. We got paoddities.blogspot.com. We got strangeco.blogspot.com. And we got orderofthejackalope.com.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. And then we got, listen to a podcast today on this topic, The Creepy Side of NEPA podcast.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Yeah. They did a whole episode on this, and it was pretty
Where
good.
are they out of? We should get them on the cast.
Northeastern PA.
Yeah, we get them on the cast.
Yeah, we get them on. But that's what we got for the sauces.
All right, let's episode it up.
It's episode. Let's go there.
Get into the fun stuff here.
All right. Before we get into this story, I want to set the scene of the area during this time. Today we're going to be talking about the murder of Susan Mummey, the Witch of Ringtown Valley, PA. There are a few different variations in this story, so the one I put together is what we will be rolling with. Regardless, it paints the same picture. Before we even get into the Witch of Ringtown Valley, though, you've got to understand the place itself, because the setting is half the story. Ringtown Valley sits tucked between the rugged Blue Mountains, right along a natural dividing line formed by Mahantongo Mountain.
Mahantongo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Line Mountain.
Got that one.
That boundary
Well,
wasn't.
you should have started with that one, I feel like.
Yeah, you're right.
That would have been more helpful.
I felt like hard to easy, though, is the way I like to roll. That boundary wasn't just geographic, it was symbolic. For a long time, this area marked the edge between native land and early European settlement. Even the name Line Mountain comes from that idea. It was literally the line. This region goes all the way back to figures like Conrad Weiser and Chief Shikellamy, who were dealing with that uneasy boundary between cultures. So from the start, this place had tension baked into it. Different worlds meeting in the middle of the woods. Then you've got the settlers rolling in, especially German immigrants, bringing pieces of the old world with them.
I'm just glad it wasn't the Polacks this time.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, we don't need to hear. Oh yeah, they dropped the guns and.
No, that's not. I'm just saying the Polacks get blamed for everything.
I was waiting for the story.
No.
Hey, you guys know?
No, not today. Not today.
It's been a while. All right, not ready though. We'll get that soon, folks.
If you really want it, I'll tell.
No,
you.
that's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep going. Not just language and farming techniques, but they brought beliefs, superstitions, things they didn't leave behind. One of those was something called powwow, or hexerai.
Powwow. That's when you all get together and you talk.
You have a little powwow.
Yeah, you have a powwow. Everybody knows that.
And yeah, it sounds like kind of ridiculous at first, but back then people took it seriously.
What is a powwow?
Powwow is like...
Was that like chow mein?
Which one? What's that again?
Like the noodles?
No. The noodles. Powwow is basically like when people would use like the herbs and different things like that as medicine, and they wouldn't, you know what I mean? They'd use that as cures and to heal things.
That's kind of the same as lo mein.
Yeah.
I know when I'm not feeling good, if you get me lo mein, I'll feel better.
Yeah.
It shouldn't work like that, but it definitely does. But
yeah.
I'm more of a General Tso's guy, though.
I never knew how to say that.
General Tso.
Yeah, I feel like you could say that like 18 different ways.
Let's hear it.
Well, I mean,
it's only 3 letters.
I didn't think you were going to follow up with anything.
Tso.
Sows, tows, sows.
So's. I know people say so's,
I know.
and that throws me off.
I know. It's like the T silent.
It's just TSO, isn't it?
I think, yeah.
There shouldn't be that many ways to pronounce it. But yeah.
I've heard it so many different ways that I don't even know how to say it. So I don't say it. I just point to it. Or...
Yeah. Dude, you're such a clod. I want this.
Dude, I don't even say it. Because I don't know.
Man.
I don't know how to say it, so I just point.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll take this right here.
Excuse me, do you have a lead ball on the menu?
Hey now. That tasted good, boy. Don't knock it till you try it.
You want to hear all about Corey eating a lead ball, you'll have to check out the Dark Docent episode coming out on the 19th.
Or was it the 17th?
Close enough.
Yeah.
It's one of the teenths.
Yeah, well, the 19th, it'll be out.
Yeah, so 19th covers both of them. It might come out on the 17th, but you can still listen to it on the 19th.
Yeah.
But if it comes out on the 19th, absolutely not on the 17th. There's not going to be anything there.
Yeah. All right, so back to the powwow or hexerai or hexeray. I don't know.
So this is just some form of herbal medicine.
Yeah, basically. It's a mix of folk healing, protection rituals, but depending on who you asked, straight up witchcraft.
Okay.
As we talked about in other episodes,
Yeah.
other people see it as, that's a fucking witch.
So I always wonder when this stuff happens, do they bring the material or the herbs that they use over in Germany over to here, or do they just convert to the things that they have available here? Or do they train under the Native Americans or something like that to kind of learn some of the different...
They kind of like combined.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like in this case it would probably be combined because the tensions are high in that area.
Yeah.
The old Chief Shikellamy.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really thought about that.
That's what I always wonder. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the things you grow in Germany you could grow here, but they're not native.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like today where we can just order anything we want. They have to... You're kind of forced whatever the earth has back then when you're colonizing areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like thoughts.
Well, I'm thinking today.
Don't think too hard, all right?
We need that later.
Back then, you'd see it in everyday life. Those who were scared of this stuff, farmers painted bright circular symbols, hex signs on their barns, not for decoration, but as protection from these witches and people they believed were, I don't know, doing stuff
So
against the
this
church.
is kind of like a separation of the herbal medicine, witchcraft, and the church. I would think essentially.
Essentially that's what it is.
When,
Yeah,
I mean, we're kind of local to this area, so we know that area was this was a very Catholic area.
Yeah.
A lot of Catholic beliefs were brought to this part of the world.
yeah,
So I feel like it makes sense in that way that this was we're Christian.
Yeah.
We don't follow this. Anything you do, any of this herbal medicine you do is evil.
It's evil.
Yes.
Yeah, bad.
A lot like we talked about with the Black Dog episode. We talked about the Black Shuck and things like that, like over there, really trying to get away from the quote-unquote pagan rituals, which would be the medical rituals or the herbal rituals that they do in that day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The idea was simple. Keep the bad stuff out. Evil spirits, curses, witches, whatever might be lurking out there in the hills and forests. And when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. You're living out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by dense woods, strange noises at night, and very little understanding of what's out there. People needed a way to feel safe, or at least feel like they had some type of control.
So when this witch was there, what year are we talking?
So this is late 1800s, early 1900s.
So the time of the witch, were they still having the Native American disputes? Like I know you kind of talked about that a little bit
This
earlier.
was before that. This was just kind of the early dynamics of this land that kind of carried over to...
Okay, but once the witch is there, there's not really any Native Americans.
Right.
They were run out by this time and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. But it's just kind of... I went over that just to kind of give an understanding of the land and kind of how it was formed and like the beliefs and that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, and it is important because I feel like when there's a big Native American tie to a land, that there can be some, whether you want to call it thin spots. I don't.
Yeah.
There's definitely
makes something about the land
there's a tie.
special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something going on there. I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So in a place like Ringtown Valley, where you've got isolation, history, and a deep belief in things you can't always explain, stories don't just appear out of nowhere. They grow there. And that's exactly where this one begins. So now I'm going to introduce you guys to Susan Mummey, who was one of the alleged witches living in Ringtown Valley.
Covered in bandages. Get it? She's a mummy. I've been dying to make that joke.
God,
Ever since I heard her name.
I
It's
know.
like, oh,
I didn't even want to say her
There's
last
so
name.
many mummy jokes coming.
That's why I didn't want to say her
Why would
last
that be
name.
her last name?
I was just gonna say M.
M.
Susan M. I didn't know her last name, Mike.
And I've been like, M for butthole, knowing me.
Yeah.
Like, classless act I do over here.
Yeah. So Susan Mummey and her family had been feuding with the Lindermuth family since 1876 over a 119-acre parcel of land in the mountains.
So they've been feuding since 1876.
Since 1876, yep.
And we're at...
Well, I'm just kind of giving a history about her.
Okay,
like Susan
okay.
Mummey. So, like, her family, they had this big...
Mummies can live a long time.
Like, forever. Eternal.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Forever.
saying. Embalming fluid and shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, they still
I've
got...
seen under wraps.
Yeah, they still got their organs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Orifices.
Under Wraps. That's like my favorite Disney Channel original movie.
I know. That's why I brought it
You
up.
son of a bitch. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Baby.
It's
Peanut
not-
butter
it's-
and jelly.
It's not my favorite, but I know it's your favorite.
It is my
And
favorite.
that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite Disney Channel original movie?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, if you okay, adult Corey versus like growing up
I'm
Corey.
just talking. You have to pick like all timer.
Yeah, I feel like that one gives me the most feel goods.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a Brink guy.
Oh, I love Brink too. I used
Yeah.
to run around my house.
I mean,
pretending
yeah.
that-
So it's
yeah.
like you can't go wrong with Brink.
Yeah, you can. That's
And you can't go wrong with Under Wraps.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're cool.
yeah.
We're cool. We're cool today.
We're cool, yeah.
For one time in this podcast, Corey and I are like,
We're cool.
You're a fucking douchebag that likes Wolverine, and I like Harry Potter, and they're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
fight,
yeah.
and we're gonna see who wins.
Yeah.
Which Harry Potter
Yeah,
definitely
I
would.
know. He's a little stick. All right, shut up. Back to the podcast, folks.
I haven't left.
I don't know about that. So Susan Mummey and her family feuding with the Lindermuth family since 1876 over this 119 parcel of land in the mountains. Court battles raged on for decades between the families over these acres of land. Finally, in 1925, so this is like 50 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
This has been going on for like 50 years. Judge Bechtel of Pottsville ruled in favor of Stephen G. Lindermuth, who was the newly declared owner of the 119 acres.
And, dude, 119 acres of mountain land seems like so much more than 119 acres of, like, flat farmland.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like maybe if you're living Iowa or Kansas or something, and you're like, 119 acres, that's not that much. It is when mountain land is totally different as far as what it feels like it is.
What it looks like, what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah. So once this dude, Stephen Lindermuth, was declared the owner of the land, Susan Mummey was immediately evicted from the land.
So she was living on it at the time.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of the stuff I looked into, she never had ownership of this land. She was basically just squatting on this land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a small cabin or whatever in the woods.
Yeah, there was a house. There was a house there. Yep. Police from Shenandoah then met.
Shenandoah.
I know. So police from Shenandoah then went to the home that Susan Mummey was living in on this land. Apparently, they changed the locks, removed all the furniture from the house, trying to get her out of this place.
But forget it, a good Shenandoah woman.
Yeah. So
I remember, this is a little Shenandoah story to just kind of lay Shenandoah people, because that's a lifestyle over there, being from Shenandoah.
Yeah.
So it's like to lay out the people of Shenandoah. I always remember my cousin worked at a place, and a guy from Shenandoah worked there, and they were having a Christmas party at the time, So there was a sign-up sheet. Everybody, it was like a potluck type thing. What can I bring? I'm going to bring some Shenandoah shrimp. She goes, Shenandoah shrimp. This is nowhere close to the ocean. This is central Pennsylvania. This is coal region of central Pennsylvania. So he showed up at their Christmas party with Shenandoah shrimp. He brought it. It was a bag of Cheetos. Like the curly, the big fat Cheetos. Yeah. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
God.
Every time I see those, I think of Shenandoah shrimp. So I can never, as soon as I hear Shenandoah, which,
that's what you think of.
By the way, has some of the best kibasi loaf known to man. You ever had that?
I think my stepdad got it before because he's
yeah, oh yeah, he's freaking coal cracker central. That dude.
Yeah.
Man, me and that guy, we'd wrestle, and but yeah, their kibasi loaf over there is to die for if you like kibasi loaf. But there's like 2 butcher shops over there that I don't think they feud, but the lines are just out the wazoo.
I think it's over there, but there was this one place where he got these like cheese-filled, I forget what they were. They weren't hot dogs, but they were some type of, I don't know if it was kibasi or what it was, but they were freaking good.
Yeah. I feel like everything's kibasi over that way.
Yeah, that's why I said it, because it can't be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe kibasi. I guess it's just like a certain seasoning to a sausage, but it's just a Polak thing.
Yeah.
Never tell you about the Polacks in World War II?
Never heard it, but I don't want to hear it right
Go
now.
ahead.
You can tell us next time.
Go ahead.
Tell us in your episode that you're presenting. So back to Susan Mummey. She lost this land that was never hers. Shenandoah police came, changed the locks, removed the furniture, tried to get her out of this place. Dude, that Busch Light can just moved.
I ain't scared. Your house.
How the fuck did that just move? Dude, it just dude, it just fucking.
You better text JD and Larry. Fucking, doing. Freaking Larry's place is haunted because he's been too many places.
That Busch Light can just fucking. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
It's just sitting there, like.
Glad it's on your side.
Fuck.
Dude, oh, God. I just sat down, and the fart that I just left wafted up right in my nostril.
After the police changed the locks, removed the furniture, it was no sooner then the police returned to the station that Susan Mummey and her adopted daughter, and I saw a lot of different names for her adopted daughter. I saw Tavilla. I saw Tovilia.
Tavilla DeVille.
Tovilla.
Was she after 101 Dalmatians?
She might have been. But the one that I liked the best that I'm going to go with was from the podcast that I listened to today.
And it was Fred.
It was Tolivia.
Tolivia.
Yeah. I think that one flowed the best.
Yeah, it doesn't sound hot, though. There's something
No.
with a toe that doesn't make it sound hot.
I don't like feet, so that's probably it.
But you like my feet.
I don't like your feet.
Really?
I fucking hate your feet.
Yeah, that hurts. Just so you know, that hurts.
But I hate your feet just as much as I hate my feet.
Yeah, but I hate your feet. This is totally
You've never
different.
seen my feet.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
I'm going to show you.
Them freaking work boot, nasty ass things freaking gross me out. But
Yeah.
I have dainty toes. They're long and limber.
Oh,
and
God.
I can pinch with those things. Do you want me to reach over there and pinch you?
No.
With my toe?
I'll fucking freak. Dude, I will be done.
Are you
This
ready for a
cast
good
will
toe
be-
pinch?
God damn it.
It'll be the beginning of the end.
Holy shit.
I will only be recording from my house after that.
Can't pinch me from there.
So you don't like feet?
No, I don't like feet.
I mean, I'm not like a foot fetish guy, but feet don't bother me.
I don't even touch my wife's feet.
Well, they're probably gross.
Yeah, I don't touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I touch your feet.
All right. We'll try it. We'll do a reel.
You gotta touch mine.
You touch mine first.
Bunion. I'll touch yours first if you touch mine.
I'll touch yours second.
Dude, I got this one with a nasty toe. I'm gonna give you that.
Fuck.
It's just all big and weird. I think I broke it and never got it fixed. So let's hear more about Mummey and Toella DeVille.
This is good. I hope you're ready to be tired tomorrow.
I don't care.
Once the Shenandoah police got back to the station, which I've already said like 4 fucking times now, Susan Mummey and her adopted daughter.
You've also said that twice now. The adopted dollar.
Adopted daughter. I don't know. Why am I saying dollar?
We're 2 for 2 on the dollar.
I know, dude. You got to keep it. Her adopted daughter, Tolivia, they went right back in the house.
Well, yeah. Where else are they going to go?
Yeah. So these broads weren't going down without a fight. The eviction process was completed 2 more times with the same results. They just kept returning and would not leave. Finally, the Lindermoos, with the assistance of the fire marshal, burned the house to the ground.
I don't know if that's the fire marshal using his power the way he should. I'm just saying.
He was there just to make sure it didn't get out of hand.
Well, the forest didn't catch on fire, so I think we're fine.
Yeah. They thought this would keep them away for good. However,
They just went in their house with no roof or building and set up chairs and just pretended like it was a house.
they returned to the property with a tent.
Okay.
So police confiscated the tent. Mummey then decided to build a shack. Police raided and destroyed the shack and were finally able to convince, at this time, the 64-year-old Susan Mummey and her daughter to move into a house in Ferndale, located on a lonely back road heading from Ringtown to Nuremberg. So eventually, they got him off the property,
Yeah.
but they kept coming back.
And so she's the witch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're going to find out here pretty soon how that whole story started.
You've been cursed.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
That is pretty. I do kind of like that.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Yeah, dude, it makes
that's
you-
what makes wrestling fun.
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, I agree.
You know what doesn't make wrestling fun? Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I like Pat McAfee and I like Jelly Roll.
I know.
What
but just-
jelly? What was your roll?
He's still Jelly Roll, but
Jelly Roll, okay. Yeah.
I think it should just be Jelly.
Jelly.
Like, or drop the roll. Like, drop one of the two.
Yeah. I get it. But it's just it's the granddaddy of them all. You know, it's WrestleMania. Let's not just bring these guys in.
And Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes they have so much history.
We don't need
so
Pat
much
McAfee.
history. They could just rely on their years together and apart, and instead
the family lineage they can rely on.
I know, and that pisses me off.
And you know what also pisses me off? I like Pat McAfee.
So do I.
So it's like, don't bring him in for the shitty storyline.
Yeah.
Bring him in for something good. Put
And
him with Kofi Kingston or whatever the guy's name is. I don't know. Put him with them and they'll do something together.
Yeah.
Big E.
He's retired. It broke his neck.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Injury.
Well.
But anyway, anywho. All right, we're going back a little bit. Years prior to the decision in this land dispute, rumors began being spread that Susan Mummey was in fact a witch. In 1910, Susan awoke one morning telling her husband that he should not go to work that day because she felt that he was not going to return home. She cried, begging him not to go. He laughed her off. Susan was right. Henry Mummey never returned home that day. He was blown to pieces from an explosion at the DuPont powder mill in Ferndale. Word quickly spread throughout the valley that Susan Mummey was a witch that had predicted her husband's death. So that's kind of what started the rumors in the area of her being a witch, that she could predict things.
You know what's the most shocking thing to me? I did not picture her to be married.
Yeah, she was actually married twice.
Twice. Yikes.
This was her second husband. I don't know what happened to the first one.
Explosion
Yeah.
at the beef stick factory.
Yeah, it might have been.
I guess it makes sense because she had adopted kids and stuff like that. She didn't have any birth.
She had a birth kid named Amy, but I don't know what.
Okay.
Wasn't really part of the story.
So it's just her adopted daughter.
Yeah, it was her. I think it was her. I don't know if it was her ex sister-in-law or her current sister-in-law. I guess died somehow, and then she adopted the kid, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she is known as a witch purely because she didn't want her husband to go to work.
Yeah, and then he was blown to pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no telling how many times she did this before all this happened.
Right.
This is one time. That's what stuck.
Yeah. Yep. In the spring of 1934, Susan and her daughter supplemented their income by renting out a room in their little Ferndale house. And at this point, Susan Mummey was like 73 years old.
73.
So we're in 1934. She's like 73 years old. Rumors of witchcraft did not stop guests from living there. Susan Mummey became known for her home remedies and folk medicine cures.
She didn't have anything else to do.
No, yeah. On the evening of Saturday, March 17th, a boarder by the name of Jacob Rice was downstairs in the Mummey house. He had a sore on his foot that Susan was trying to treat, trying to heal. All of a sudden, bang! A gunshot shattered the window, causing Susan to drop to the ground. The bullet pierced through her lungs and heart, killing her instantly. Jacob and Talivia hid behind some furniture in the house, scared to even move an inch. They were both so shaken up that they didn't report the incident until the morning. When police arrived in the morning to investigate, they discovered that a large pumpkin ball slug, typically used for hunting bear or other large game, was found lodged in her stomach. Luis Bueno, the chief of county detectives, found gunpowder marks on the window sash, indicating that the gunshot was fired from close range. The deputy coroner stated that the shot pierced her lungs and heart before becoming lodged in her stomach, killing her instantly. I picked up her head and put it on my lap, Talivia later testified. While I had
Why?
What?
Why?
So it was when
What are you picking heads up for?
So when this happened, there were some other reports that there was like 2 shots, and the one shot knocked out the lamp they were carrying, so it was like pitch black.
Oh, so she
And-
thought hold on a second, let me pick up this lamp. And she just picked up her mom's head.
No.
And she's trying to light it through her nose.
I guess she was like calling for her mom when this loud, like they didn't know what happened. It was just boom, and like
Gotcha.
the light in the lamp was out. They didn't know what was going on. She was calling for her mom. Didn't hear anything, so they were kind of like feeling around through like the dark house.
What did you say? What kind of bullet was pulled from her stomach?
It was what they called a pumpkin ball slug. It was like a homemade
So was it coming out of a muzzle loader?
shotgun. Sorry.
So it's coming out of a shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a double barrel shotgun, a homemade. I guess it was like a homemade slug
Gotcha.
used to kill like bear typically, and we'll find out who, but they used it on Susan Mummey. But when, like I said, Talivia like found her mom, pitch black, tried like talking to her because they heard this loud explosion, loud boom. They didn't know what was going on, so tried calling out for her mom, didn't hear anything. And when she didn't hear her mom respond, she knew that something was wrong.
You know what I picture?
What?
You know in Dumb and Dumber, when they sell the bird that had its head ripped off to the blind kid? Pretty bird, and he's just petting it. That's what I picture her, like holding her mom's. Mom, where are you? Just putting her head all over the place.
Pretty mom.
Yeah, pretty mom, come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what I picture.
So she felt the blood in the dark and knew that her mom was dead when she wouldn't answer her. 3 days after the murder, because in the morning it gets investigated and stuff, that she realizes her mom had been murdered from a shot through the window. So 3 days after this, some local boys told the detective in charge of the case that on the night Mummey was shot, they had seen a car parked on the road leading to the victim's home. And this car was parked like a mile before the road. A mile before the house. No one was in the car, but they immediately recognized it as belonging to 23-year-old Albert Shinsky. And the other version that I heard was that the boys found the car, told the police the license plate, that they found it, that they looked up the license plate and realized it belonged to this Albert Shinsky. I don't really believe that one because when I was a kid, if I saw a car parked out somewhere, my first thought isn't going to be to look at the license plate and tell the police about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't get behind that one.
Yeah, it would have to be parked at the most random spot.
Right.
Which I don't think over in that part of the world there's that many random places.
Yeah. So I kind of had a hard time with that version of the story. I felt like I personally believe that these individuals, small town, small area, they recognize the person's car and
Yeah.
this is Albert
Yep.
Shinsky's car. Like, we know him.
Yeah.
His car was parked out here the night of the murder. That's what I felt was, I don't know, more realistic. So then police set their sights on the former neighbor, Albert Shinsky, who they believed was their top suspect. On March 24th, 7 days after the murder, 24-year-old Albert Shinsky confessed to the crime while being held at the Tamaqua State Police Barracks. And they questioned this guy like several times, and he had a different story, a different alibi, like each time that just didn't fit, didn't line up. And then eventually he broke, and he basically said, "I finally decided I had to kill her to break the hex." So eventually he just kind of spilled the beans, like, yes, I killed her.
Yeah.
And
Which is typical what you get out of a crime like this.
yeah.
They're getting pressed. They need to figure out who did it and lock them in a room. And eventually it's just like, I need to get out of here. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah. And this Shinsky guy was, by all accounts, a polite, well-mannered young man with a good nature and an impeccable reputation. Everyone who knew him liked him, and his family was equally respected in the community. On the surface, it would have been hard to imagine anyone less likely to harm a defenseless old woman. But around the age of 17, something began to change. The energetic, lively boy gradually became withdrawn and lethargic. He lost the drive to work, to socialize, to even care for himself. His once healthy frame grew thin and gaunt, and he appeared almost like a shadow of his former self. No one could explain the sudden decline. Eventually, Shinsky was only able to hold down work that required little effort. He became a taxi driver for local miners in the area, and his life growing smaller and more constrained with each passing day. The vibrant young man everyone knew seemed to vanish, replaced by someone fragile, someone slowly unraveling. He stated that on the night of the murder, he drove from his home in Shenandoah and parked his car approximately 1.5 miles from Ringtown. He then walked to Susan Mummey's house and watched her through her downstairs window before shooting her to death. So when I first started going over this guy, Albert Shinsky, he said that he had to kill her to break this hex, to break this curse. So when did this curse start, and what was this dude talking about?
Yeah, what was the curse?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this curse.
Shinsky and his family lived next to the Mummeys 9 years earlier. One day, Susan's cows escaped from her field and ended up on the Shinsky's property. Susan placed the blame on young Albert Shinsky, who was around 15 years old at the time. She said that Albert stole the cattle and brought them over to his property.
Well, yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Albert states that on this very day, Susan placed a curse on him. He states that he had an endless string of bad luck ever since that day. And some of the things I saw was basically she looked at him when she realized he had the cattle and was like, I'm going to get you.
Okay.
Like she just said, like, I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
Or something like that in like a creepy way.
And he was trying to round up the cattle?
So the one thing I saw was that he purposely broke the fence. I guess that was between their properties, causing the cattle to come over. And then the other ones was that he somehow brought the cattle over to his property.
Okay.
I don't know. Somehow they ended up on his property, and she blamed him for the cattle being over there.
Gotcha.
And then he says that he had bad luck since that day, you know, after she said, like, I'm going to get you, or something like that, something along those lines.
Could you imagine if every time you blamed every bad thing in your life that happened because of one part? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That would be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess this guy, he ended up going to, I don't know what you call it, like a shrink. We'll say shrink because it fits with the cast, close by, and was trying to get help with breaking this curse. And they pretty much gave him like 3 options of how to break this curse.
So here's your options. You can either forget about the curse, you can either go kill her, or option number 3, you can drive into the city of Pittsburgh and get me a Roethlisberger, which is a cheeseburger with sauerkraut on top, and you can drive it all the way back here, because that's the burger I kind of want, and I would be able to lift this curse for you.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Is that what it was?
Well, hold on, I gotta backtrack a second before I dig into this. Sorry, I didn't mean to hold you up here. Backtrack a second. So this son of a bitch.
Let's go there.
Yeah. I gotta backtrack a second. So this son of a bitch, Shinsky.
This is the thermostat.
The thermostat? No. I mean, maybe.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah, psychiatrist.
Yeah.
No, Shinsky is the guy that killed her.
Oh, shit.
Albert Shinsky. Yeah, he's the guy that murdered her with the shotgun.
Yeah, I should have paid attention.
It's all right. So he started saying that he was seeing black cats with like burning bright green eyes showing up in his house. So this guy was coming home. He was going in his house, walking up the stairs, and I guess he said that this black cat with these bright green eyes would show up and bite and claw at his calves. So you know what this son of a bitch did?
Ate it.
He stopped going up the stairs.
Well, yeah, he started sleeping on the first story.
No, he
That's
started.
a smart son of a bitch.
Well, that would have been smarter.
Well, yeah.
He started climbing up the garage and just climbing
Okay,
in
yeah,
the
he's just an
second story
idiot.
window
Yep.
to get to his bedroom.
Just an idiot.
But then this cat started showing up in the middle of the night. Started like he'd see it like peering through the window and stuff, like staring at him. And then occasionally this cat would somehow get inside, and he would catch it on top of him, like holding him down and like trying to murder him is what he would say.
That kind of gives like Hat Man Boo Hag vibes.
It does, yeah.
Some kind of sleep paralysis. But
Yeah.
also guilty conscience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this was. I'm trying to think if when he started seeing the cat and stuff. I think that was before he killed her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, still,
Yeah.
some kind of guilty conscience
Yeah.
for what he did.
Yeah.
They start seeing.
Yeah.
Also, the black cat, I know, was symbolic in London with the pagan rituals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Black cats, black dogs
Yeah.
were symbolic with witchcraft.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like this would be an easy scapegoat for him to go to. Like,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
saw a black cat because I know no one else likes black cats or black
Yeah.
dogs or anything.
Yeah. And then the funniest thing about it is he said he would see this cat's face transform into Susan Mummey.
Oh, could you imagine? That'd be kind of hot.
Yeah. I mean, she's like 73 or
That's
60,
what I'm talking
60s.
about. That's what I said.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm talking
if
about.
that's what you're into. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, if I am. Go on. Keep reading.
Uh,
Hurry. Keep reading.
So then
Please.
so Shinsky, this is at the point after the cats and all this crap, he consulted with a powwow doctor.
A powwow. Dude, that
Yeah.
sounds so funny.
I know.
Doc, let's have a powwow.
Yeah.
Let's stop and take a
Yeah.
second.
Who told him, gave him a couple different ways that he could break this curse.
Gave him a little bit of oregano.
And I
a
know
little bit
Mike
of
already-
cilantro, and said, go lift this curse. You know
Mike
what I mean?
already gave his 3 guesses. Sorry I had to make you folks wait to see if he was right, but he's wrong. He gave 3 options that he could do to try to get rid of this curse. First one was that he could go to like a nearby stream, take off all his clothes, and start walking up the stream. So he's naked, walking in the stream to like.
And I just picture it
cleanse
only
his-
being like 2 inches of water, too.
Yeah, I just picture this like powwow doctor being like a pervert and saying like, "Well, I got to be there watching just to make sure you do it right."
Make sure you're doing it right.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other, the second option he gave him was, hey, he said, bless you. He said, you need to balance upside down on your head in your bedroom, saying the Lord's Prayer and chanting abracadabra every time you see this cat.
Well, I think that might be worse than walking upstream at this point.
And then the third option he gave him was, you need to bleed, boy. You need to prick yourself.
Out your butt. What?
You need to. So this dude started pricking himself, making himself bleed, trying to bleed out this curse that was inside of him.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know.
nothing good.
No,
I mean,
not at
nothing
all.
that's gonna work. Like
Not
this
at
guy
all.
didn't know what he was talking about.
What was this dude smoking?
Yeah. And then, after this stuff didn't work, I guess he heard a voice from, I don't know, somewhere he heard a voice in his head that said, basically, you need to kill this woman to get rid of this curse.
So his psychiatrist under his chair said, "Kill her."
Yeah.
Kill her.
So he heard this voice in his head, or a psychiatrist under the table. So that's when he made this magic bullet that he used in the shotgun to kill Susan Mummey.
All because she'd predicted when her husband would die.
Yeah, basically that's how
They
this
got
whole
mad
thing started.
that her cows got out.
Got out, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
And that's how this kind of, started.
Wow.
Yeah. And he went on and on that she's in cahoots with the devil. I was outside her house fighting those spirits for half an hour, but finally I overcame her spell and then I let her have it. After I fired the shot, I felt sore all over, and it seemed like something was leaving my body. He said that basically as soon as he killed her, he just felt free. There was reports that said as soon as he killed her, he just felt so happy that this curse was lifted from him. He was like prancing and laughing like back to his car.
Yeah, so I guess that would basically suffice if you believe this was a curse.
Yeah.
I feel like if you believed it was some kind of demonic entity took him over, yeah, that's how thin the line lies between was he cursed, was it just a demon took him over?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
Because
yeah.
it'd be similar reactions if it was just a demon.
Yeah. Or even if this dude, I mean, the one theory I have is, which is probably the most, I guess, logical one, is that this dude was just so mentally ill.
Yeah.
That he believed, full-heartedly that this lady cursed him, that when he killed her, he felt relief, and he felt this curse come off.
Yeah, I mean...
You know what I mean? That's... Yeah. So Albert Shinsky spent decades trapped between law and mental health. At the time of his crime, authorities were divided over whether he was sane. District Attorney Leroy Enterline insisted Shinsky be tried for first-degree murder, saying, "So far as we are concerned, Shinsky will be tried as a sane man," and even pushed for the death penalty. But Dr. Walter G. Bowers of the Schuylkill County Hospital for Mental Disease disagreed. After examining Shinsky, he believed the young man's delusions were clear signs of insanity. Bowers recommended a sanity commission to formally assess Shinsky's mental state. If the commission ruled him insane, he would be sent to Fairview Hospital in Waymart until, if ever, his sanity was restored and he could face trial. Mental illness ran in Shinsky's family. His brother had already been institutionalized years earlier, but Shinsky himself laughed at the idea, claiming he was as normal as anyone else.
Which is what any crazy person would say.
Yep. He insisted his actions had freed him from the curse of Mrs. Mummey. Even his fiancée, Selena Bernstell,
Dion,
and the prison warden, William Watson, believed Shinsky was sane. Public pressure eventually forced the creation of Lunacy Commission. On April 12th, after reviewing the case, the commission ruled that Shinsky was insane. Judge Henry Houck ordered his transfer from prison to Fairview Mental Asylum, where he would remain until deemed fit for trial. Shinsky had once planned to marry Selena on Easter Sunday, but the murder derailed their plans.
Oh.
Selena continued to visit him in prison and even vouched for his claims of supernatural activity.
I seen that black cat,
Dude,
too.
she did say that.
I seen it.
Yeah, she said the black cat would come visit her.
It would come visit me. It would raid my pantry. It would eat all my good biscuits that I just made for all my favorite people.
Uh-huh. Now I got to cover that part. You already did. Thank you. She was so convinced of Albert's story that she proposed marrying him in jail.
Listen to me, Albert. I know we both seen this black guy together, and I think we can make it work even through these bars. I think you can impregnate me, and I can have all your crazy ass children, and it'll be so much fun.
Albert refused.
No. I ain't looking for love, baby.
Yeah.
Plus, I share a jail cell with Bubba, and he gives me all the loving I need.
Over the next decade, Shinsky remained in the asylum. Multiple petitions for his release were denied, with doctors insisting he was not mentally stable. There's pretty much, I think it was like every 10 years, he's like trying to get out.
It'd be
and
up
they're
for like parole or
parole
whatever.
or something, yeah. It wasn't until January 1976, more than 40 years after the murder, that Judge James J. Curran declared Shinsky fit to stand trial.
I declare you. Can you stand?
Fucking
Well, yes, sir, I can stand. Then you can stand trial for all I'm concerned.
40 years later.
40 years.
But by then, most of the witnesses were gone. Dead. At his court appearance, the district attorney filed a nolle prosse motion, and Shinsky was released.
I'm coming home, darling.
His freedom, however, was short-lived. His health declined, and in
He
1980...
murdered 7 more people.
Yeah,
so
dude.
It's crazy how the justice system works.
The witches. He's
Yeah,
going
the
after
witches. There's 38 witches and 7 warlocks that I had to kill.
He actually took out the Sanderson sisters.
Yeah, I'll believe it. The Binks.
Thanks. And in 1983, he was admitted to a nursing home in Shenandoah, where he passed away 3 months later. Which really, that wasn't that long ago.
What year?
83.
83, yeah.
Yeah.
Only before we were born.
Not too long before.
Well, long enough.
He was buried at Our Lady of Fatima Cemetery in Shenandoah Heights.
Shenandoah Heights, that's the nice spot of Shenandoah.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know too much
The
about
Heights.
Shenandoah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Heights.
Mm-hmm. Selena Bernstill went on to marry Charles Betterton and moved to Bucks County.
Bucks County. Dude, that's quite the
It
difference.
is, dude. It
to
is.
go from
Yeah.
Bucks County, which is like the highest grossing county outside of Philadelphia, to from Shenandoah.
Which is probably one of the lowest. Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Albert Shinsky's story is a chilling intersection of tragedy, superstition, and the limits of justice. A man believed cursed, whose crime and delusions would haunt him for more than 4 decades. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
And I didn't put this in the whole thing because I like kind of found out about it later, and I didn't feel like throwing it in there. I just figured I'd say it at the end. There were a couple other citizens that said Susan had a curse on them.
Okay.
Like 3, I think there was 3 other ones.
Yeah. Suspicious, don't be suspicious.
And then there was a worker at her home that supposedly came across shelves of mason jars in her basement filled with baby pigs that she used for hexes.
You are cursed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I guess someone even said that they saw her transform into a pig.
Into a pig.
Yeah.
What are you going to do as a pig?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of sucks.
I'd feed bodies to it.
Yeah, you'd feed bodies to it.
I
Doesn't
would.
really help her.
Yeah, it doesn't help her. Unless
Yeah,
she
no.
unless she killed people, transformed into a pig to eat them, and then transform back to herself. That
Yeah, it
helps.
doesn't seem like it.
That's what I would do.
I feel like she would still have her house if she did that correctly.
Yeah, correctly.
Yeah.
Maybe she was from Shenandoah, so.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like just a hunch of, I don't know. I feel like there are signs that something's going to happen. Like when her husband blew up, there were probably some signs that there could be something going on at this plant. And all of a sudden she woke up and it was just like, don't do it.
Mhm.
Whether it was a guardian spirit or whatever it was that was telling her not to send him there. But I think that's crazy to just accuse her of being a witch with really that's all she did.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
And I guess throughout her life, she wasn't a very nice woman, so people hated her.
Well, yeah, and that
Like,
makes sense.
she was very arrogant. A lot of neighbors didn't like her, so it makes sense. Like, okay, let's just say this lady was a witch. That way, we can get rid of her.
Easy way out, yeah. Which is typically how our lives like to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you think she was a witch?
I don't think she was a witch.
Yeah.
I think this dude was just because a lot of times with some of these more severe like mental health diagnoses, they don't develop until your later teens into like adulthood, early adulthood.
Which would put him
And
at the perfect time.
it lines up with this dude when all of this happened. You know, sometimes it gets diagnosed earlier or you show signs earlier, but typically like schizophrenia, bipolar, some of this stuff, it doesn't get diagnosed until early 20s.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way that I lean on is this dude was just, he had some mental health diagnoses, undiagnosed, and just went off the rocker and killed this lady. He just, focused on her and took her out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would agree from everything I heard.
Yeah, no, I don't think she was a witch.
If she was a witch, she wasn't a very good witch.
No.
She wasn't like Gladys, the good witch of the East.
Yeah, she wasn't the Wicked Witch of the West either.
Maybe she was. Putting curses on people.
I didn't hear she was green, though.
Well, of course. You never hear people are green until they're dead.
Yeah.
Until somebody splashes a little water in their face and game over.
Game over. Yeah.
We folklore score this?
I didn't folklore score it.
All right, we didn't folklore.
No.
If Corey didn't, I'm not going to.
No. That's all she wrote, folks.
That's all she wrote. So I hope you enjoyed another exciting episode of the Kraken Cans podcast.
This is a local
Local.
for the cast.
Yeah, we did. If you want us to do some more local stuff, we have some more local suggestions we can do. Let's do more local stuff. We'll do more local stuff. I ain't scared.
Oh, son of a bitch. I should have mentioned this like an hour ago, but
Where you been?
I wanted the people to know, because a lot of people have heard of like Centralia
Yeah.
and the mine burning in this haunted area, which it's not. This is close to Centralia. It's only like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, it's relatively close.
Over in the same area.
Yeah.
I just wanted the folks to know geographically where this stood with some of that Centralia bullshit.
Yeah. So maybe she was just burning down the mines forever.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
I wasn't thinking that. I was just geographically.
Did you ever see Silent Hill? That's what Centralia is based on. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you liked what you heard, give us a 5-star review. Leave us a comment on this episode and just tell us your favorite kibasi recipe and
How much you hate us.
how much you hate us. Don't do that. Why would,
If they're still in it right now, I kind of want to hear it.
And I'm Crack Daddy Mike. I am OUT. And Corey's a hell of a good guy. He presented a great episode, and I'm glad he's here with me today.
I'm out. BK, Corey. I love Mike. Mike's dumb.
Corey stupid, 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 Corey stupid.
Let's join the quest with cracking cans. You'll find the best.